Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope your day is off to a great start. In today's video, I am sharing my last in-depth perfume review of 2023. Don't worry, as we head into 2024, there are many more in-depth perfume reviews coming. This was really the first year here on my channel where I kind of dove into really enjoying doing perfume reviews. I'm someone who has worn perfume for basically since I was a teenager and, got my first babysitting jobs and was out there, buying my own drugstore at the time perfumes. Loved me some Vanilla Musk from Coty, loved me some Vanilla Fields, Navy, Exclamation. If you're around in the 90s, those were the biggies back then. But also just body sprays. I love personal fragrance in general. I also love some home fragrance, obviously. But personal fragrance to me has been such a big part of my life growing up. I really do rely on perfume to give me a boost sometimes. I wear certain fragrances because they remind me of special occasions in my life. I just think that the power that fragrance has in terms of bringing us back to special times in our lives is just really unique, and it's something that I really kind of value and something that I just really enjoy playing with. Like I love like when Craig and I go out on special dates or when we go on special vacations together, I actually very carefully consider like perfumes or body sprays or whatever like smelly things I bring with me, because I know that like in the future when I wear those products, like they are going to remind me of that special trip or that special occasion. And I love that. Like I love what a trigger that is for me memory wise. I feel like the older I get, sometimes it can be like hard for me to remember some of my older memories. But honestly, especially when it comes to like a lot of stuff that I wore back when I was in middle school or high school, like the Vanilla Musk or the Vanilla Fields, like it really helps when I'm wearing those fragrances to jog my memories from back then. And I love it. I think that fragrance can be such a powerful thing. And for me, it plays a really important role in my life. And so if you're the same way, definitely stay tuned for 2024. There are a lot of perfumes that are still on my must-try list. Many recommendations from you guys, but also things that I come across that I literally will just jot down in a book. In fact, just this morning, I was on the Sephora website and I noticed that Nest actually just recently released a new fragrance, and it wasn't really on my radar for some reason, but they just came out with a new rose and lychee fragrance. I love rose and I love lychee. I think that sounds like such an incredible combination to me. So that's one that I kind of like put near the top of the list, because after seeing that, I was like, oh, I might be mad at Nest for discontinuing Midnight Fleur, but I tell you what, I'm excited to smell whatever new things they're coming out with. So, all right, you guys, today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on a perfume that was actually gifted to me for my birthday this year, and it was gifted to me by my bestie, Lisa. So Lisa knows me quite well. She knows what my scent preferences are, and so she opted to gift me the Alt Bold Love. Now, I already have reviewed a dupe of Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, which is actually what this one is inspired by. But I reviewed the dupe called Floral Marshmallow from Dossier, and I really liked Dossier's version. I also happen to really love Alt's version. I actually think that if you are looking for a stronger projection, if you are looking for a longer lasting version in a dupe fragrance, I can tell you just right off the bat, because I know people are going to ask like, how do the two compare? The fragrances are extremely similar. I think they both smell like the original, but the difference here is that I think the alt version is not only more powerful in terms of its projection, so like the overall strength of the fragrance, but it's the lasting power for me, you guys. I put this on at 8 in the morning yesterday, right after getting out of the shower. At 8 o'clock last night, I was kind of doing the dishes, just kind of, you know, cleaning up the kitchen for the night. I was still getting whiffs of those 2 like sprays that I put just kind of on my wrist area here earlier in the day. I was still smelling that at like 8 o'clock at night, many hours after I'd applied it. And that, while this one is a great dupe, it does not have that type of lasting power. And I think the reason that the alt is as powerful as it is that alt uses the Extrait de Perfume formulation. So they are using a higher concentration or percentage of the fragrance oils to create this scent, which really for me, and by the way, an Extrait de Perfume is actually stronger and typically longer lasting than an eau de parfum. So you're a step above what most fragrances that you find at Sephora are. I feel like most fragrances we find at Sephora are eau de parfums. They certainly have, you know, some pure parfums as well. This is not a pure parfum, but it's definitely a step up from the eau de parfum. So if you are looking for that lasting power, I have found alt in general seems to have a leg up, at least on Dossier, in respect to that particular. So not to say that this is a bad option. This is also a great option, but I think this one just has a type of strength and lasting power to it that I didn't necessarily get with a Dossier. The Dossier is more of like your typical eau de parfum performance, whereas this is a step above that. So I want to read you guys through the fragrance notes. By the way, obviously alt is cruelty-free, and actually Kilian is cruelty-free as well. So this dupe of Love Don't Be Shy, if you wanted to go purchase the real thing, they are a cruelty-free brand. However, it's the price point with Kilian that kind of gets me sometimes. And I do not mind blowing money on a fragrance. I will tell you that right now. I've done it plenty of times in my life, but Kilian is, I feel like, an exceptionally expensive brand. So since this is such a close dupe to it, I would say I would go for this. So by the way, the 1 ounce is available for $39. This 2 ounce size that Lisa gifted me is $49. So, okay, Bold Love, inspired by Love Don't Be Shy, is the perfect example that shows us that intoxicatingly sweet, yet sophisticated and refined are not mutually exclusive. Bold Love opens with a blast of sweet orange blossom and neroli before drying down into a creamy caramel vanilla dessert with marshmallow and bubblegum. Okay, so our keynotes here at the top, we have the neroli, the bergamot, and the pink pepper. In the middle, we have the orange blossom, the iris, the jasmine, and the honeysuckle. So just some really beautiful florals in the middle. And then the base is caramel, sugar, vanilla, and musk. You guys, this is a really interesting scent. By the way, let's take a look at that nice sprayer that all alt fragrances have had so far. The ones that I've purchased and the ones that they sent to me in that review that I shared a couple of weeks ago. If you missed that particular review of the alt fragrances, I will put it in the cards up above as well as in the description box down below. But these all have a really lovely like mist to them. Do you see that? Oh, let's do it again over here. A really nice fine mist, not a splat, right? Listen, I feel like that bubblegum is actually one of the first things that I smell here. Before I even get started with that beautiful orange blossom, before that pink pepper, that like slight spiciness even hits. For me, it's that bubblegum and marshmallow note. This is quite a sweet fragrance. Listen, if you don't like sweet scents, I would tell you to run far away from this one. This is a very feminine, very kind of, I would say, youthful type of fragrance in my eyes. Honestly, I feel like this is the type of thing that like my preteen daughter would really love. I don't think she's tried this one yet. She started getting into perfume a little bit more just in the last few months. So I'm really excited about that because it's like another little connection that we have. But this is the type of fragrance that I think would just totally speak to my daughter. It's young, it's fun, it's kind of flirty, it's sweet. It smells like, it just kind of smells like happiness to my nose, honestly. When I smell this, I think happiness, joy. This would be the type of fragrance that I would love to wear for a special occasion because it absolutely would then, because scent is such a memory trigger, like it would absolutely take me back to that time in a heartbeat, just with this like intoxicating, sweet, quite potent, fun, girly scent. I really like this one, you guys. Now, I think that the Dossier version also is pretty spot on, but with this one here, I think there's just a touch more emphasis on maybe that like bubblegum and marshmallow type note. It does smell almost candy-like in a way, but you do have just that touch of that like, for me, I don't really pick up the caramel in the base notes, but I do get the sugar, the vanilla, as well as that musky note. The muskiness kind of helps to make the level of sweetness that you're experiencing here just a little bit more palatable. I think it kind of tamps it down just a touch, just enough to where you're still experiencing the sweetness, but it doesn't come across as cloying. This does not smell cloying or overly sweet to my nose at all. Gosh, it just, all I think when I smell this is just happy. Like this just makes me feel happiness. It's not overly spicy. It's not overly floral. I feel like it's really well balanced. It's not like too much of any one given note in this fragrance. But the way that they concocted this, it just works, and it works quite well. So Kilian did an amazing job with the original, but I think that Alt did an incredible job of, I guess you could say, duping this and creating a version that will stay put all day long. This is not the type of fragrance that you need to hose yourself down with. The very best way that I found in terms of application is to, after getting out of the shower, putting on either an unscented or a complimentary fragranced body lotion onto your wet skin, and then immediately going in and spraying this on your pulse points. For me, typically it is both wrists. Oftentimes, if it's a lighter fragrance, I will also do the insides of my elbows. I like to do just a light mist across my chest. And then another area that I really like to spray if the fragrance allows it and it's not too like powerful, I also like to put it behind my knees, because especially if I'm going for like a walk with the dogs later on in the day or something, when my body heat kind of, you know, ramps up again, I can get those whiffs from the fragrance, and because they're kind of lower on my body, I feel like they kind of like waft up, if you will. But this one here, I'm a little more careful about how much I put on. The 2 sprays on the wrist honestly are plenty with this, and I've only had this since my birthday in November, and I have really kind of been going ham on this. You can see I've put quite a dent in it. This one's good, you guys. It's absolutely worth checking out if you love the original and maybe you're running low and you're not quite sure that you want to blow another $100 or so on the original. Check this out. You're going to save quite a bit of money. Maybe start out with the 1 ounce size just to make sure, but the 2 ounce size is only $10 more. So you get twice the amount for like another 10 bucks. And if you're pretty sure that you like the fragrance, I would say just do that. Also, because they are having such good sales right now, if you've ever wanted to try anything from Alt, I feel like right now would be the time to do so. They're doing, I think it's 15% just automatically, and you can save 20% if you buy 3 or more of their fragrances. They have bundles available, and you can customize those bundles as well. So I don't know. I think Alt really is a perfume house, if you will, that I think is worth checking out, especially because of the type of formulation that they provide. Yeah, it might save you quite a bit of money. So anyway, this one here, I'm so grateful to have received this as a gift. I would actually consider repurchasing this one, probably over the Dossier version. I'll finish the Dossier version, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna finish this one, but I think just the lasting power here is what really gets me with this one. So that being said, let me know your thoughts on the Alt version or any other version that you've tried. I know there's a lot of different dupe brands out there. And also there's a few more dupe brands. Homeworx.Shop, I believe that's how you say it, is the next one on my list in terms of trying some fragrances out from them. So if you have some recommendations from Homeworx.Shop, definitely let me know down below. I appreciate you guys being here. Please be sure to subscribe if you are new. I will put the link to Alt in the description box down below. And yeah, again, thank you. Oh, there goes my dog. Thanks for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.